Hey, Jim Hoffman here for EMS Office Hours. This is your Monday Minutes. We're going to be continuing on here with some more A&P, and specifically we're going to continue on with the nervous system. And of course, we know why this is important by now, right? If you've been watching these Monday Minutes and these quick study guide videos, you know that it's important not just for exam preparation, where it can kind of trigger those key elements when you're looking at it on paper or looking at it on a computer screen, that this sort of quick installments can kind of trigger those key parts, right? But it's also good when you're documenting, when you're explaining something to a nurse or a physician about what might be happening, or even explaining something to a patient, what you think is going on with them, and also to make you a better clinician so you can maybe understand and sort of realize what's going on with the patient because of an anatomy issue, maybe a drug issue that's interacting with something we're talking about, right? So it's all kind of ties in, right? But just keep in mind that my hope for you when you do this is to kind of get all that together, right? But also when you see the things on exams and whatnot, it triggers it, and you don't give away easy 1, 2, 5-point questions because of basic knowledge that you should have a good grasp on, okay? So again, this is real quick. These are Monday Minutes, and these are quick study resources. So we're going to talk about, again, nervous system part 2, and mainly the central nervous system. We talk about the brain and the cerebrum, the diencephalons, which include things like the hypothalamus, the thalamus, and pituitary glands, right? And the brainstem. It breaks down a little bit more. We have things like the medulla, right, which controls your heart rate, your breathing, vasodilation, vomiting, being able to swallow. Also the pons, right, that controls your sleep, your respirations, and your midbrain, where your cranial nerves exit out of. And also in the brain, we get the cerebellum and, of course, the spinal canal, which consists of the foramen magnum and on down. And what that goes down into is the 2 lumbar vertebrae, and below that it ends up dividing into cauda equina. Okay, now I might not be saying these exactly the way some fancy doctor might say them. I'm hoping that I'm not killing the words too much. Never been great on pronouncing a lot of these words, but as you can see here, black and white, so it kind of triggers this type of information. Okay, that's my goal is here for you guys. All right, so keep this in mind. Now, also in our central nervous system, we got to talk about the meninges and the cerebral spinal fluid. Now, the meninges has 3 layers. It covers the brain and the spinal cord. And we've got the dura mater. And then we have your arachnoid membrane and your pia mater. And there is where your cerebral spinal fluid circulates. Keep that in mind. That's a nice question you might see. Don't give it away. Know where your cerebral spinal fluid is circulating. Know the 3 layers. Know your dura mater, your arachnoid membrane, and your pia mater. You're going to probably see that on many EMS exams. Now, what else do we have in the central nervous system? Well, of course, we have the autonomic nervous system. And this regulates your involuntary activity, things like your smooth muscle, things like that. And of course, it's divided into those famous 2 parts that you've heard about many times, your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous systems, right? Now, we can't go too much into that type of stuff. Your autonomic nervous system, I mean, that can be a 2-day presentation, right? But real quick, let's just break it down so you know some key elements here, right? Your sympathetic breaks down if that's your fight or flight, tachycardia, a rise in your blood pressure, and that release of epinephrine and norepinephrine. Okay, also some nervousness is involved in there as well. Now your parasympathetic, that nausea, vomiting, GI distress, sometimes fainting, right? And your release of things like acetylcholine, your alpha receptor, which is your vasoconstriction. Beta 1 and beta 2 receptors come into play here too, right? Your beta 1, where you get that increase in heart rate and strength of contractions of the heart, and your beta 2, which is that bronchodilators being activated as well. Okay, so guys, again, this is basic stuff. I can't get into all the little things with alpha receptor, beta receptors, things like that, right? Quick Monday minutes. But I will tell you this. These key elements are going to really help you trigger the larger content. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So if you don't know everything about the parasympathetic nervous system, you want to look more into why you've got that bronchodilator going on, crack open that textbook and take a look. All right. If you're doing something like trying to figure out the alpha receptors and why you have that vasoconstriction, how that plays into the parasympathetic nervous system, crack open your book or look at something like Turbomed on Demand. Go there. There's lots of content there to look at it as well. Now, if you're really interested in the autonomic nervous system and something that's kind of challenging for us as providers because it really goes into depth, right? I did this great EMS boot camp a while back with Buck Ferris, who is an educator in EMS, and he really uncovered it for us on this session, okay? This is a 4-part video training series here, okay? And really focuses on the autonomic nervous system. Master this type of subject, guys, and you can read right here, and like I just mentioned, those mysteries of the alpha and beta, right? Struggling with the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, right? And also knowing what exactly they mean, but also more importantly, how to recognize them, all right? Check this out. I have a link here. You can click this link, get all the details on this video training, and go ahead and claim it and register and watch these videos. It's broken into 4 videos. Like I said, there's a bunch of downloads there as well to help you even master the content even more, and you can actually watch at your convenience. And actually, this is actually newly formatted for mobile devices as well, so you can look at it on your iPod, on your tablet, things like that. So go check that out here and get some more information if you're interested in this training, and you know, hopefully it'll help you grasp this content even more. Okay, of course you got your textbooks as well, and you can search online for this content also. But I think this training really really focuses on this content, really hammers home this sort of topic so you can really master it. So go check that out. Guys, that's it for me today in the Monday Minutes. I hope you can get some really great mastery of this topic by watching these quick you know, sort of videos here, really zero in on smaller parts of the bigger subject matter. If you've got some minutes of your own, send them over to me. It's contact@emsofficehours.com. I'd love to make some Monday Minutes that focus on things that you want to learn and what you want to see here on the blog as well. As always, any questions or comments, send me an email as well. Until next week, as always, this is Jim Hoffman for EMS Office Hours and the Monday Minutes. Stay safe.